We actually might be getting to the end, finally, with this Activision Blizzard deal. Massive news just came out where the EU, the people that we've been waiting for several months, has actually approved the Xbox Activision Blizzard deal. That's right, the CMA kind of had all their concessions put in one big blank spot, and the EU has confirmed it. Let's get into everything that's going on, because finally, we might be getting to the end of the road of this insane deal that's been going on for well over a year. So let's just jump right into this. Alright, so you know the drill. If you like the content, hit that subscribe button and that like button. And if you want to be notified on future videos, hit that small little bell icon. And if you want to go the extra mile to support the channel, hit that join button. All the support is greatly appreciated. Alright, so for the last several months, if not for the last year, there has been videos on top of videos on top of videos of people talking about the Activision Blizzard deal. A lot of people have kind of dedicated their channel to it and have covered it very well, where to the point is I just don't want to talk about it that much anymore, and it's because I've made so many videos about this that I'm just waiting for this to be over. I want to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I don't care if it gets blocked or it gets approved. At the end of the day, I just want the games and everything that happened to just stop, because I feel like this deal has frozen the industry. It stopped it in its tracks. A lot of people haven't been buying stuff. A lot of games and industry insiders have stopped reporting on other things, and the Activision Blizzard deal is just that big of a deal where it's affected political parties across the world. That's right, you've heard it. Across the world. This is a massive deal for not just gaming, but just tech in general, and big tech especially. Microsoft, Apple, Google, Amazon, everybody. It's affected everyone. So when the ruling just came in that the EU regulators have finally approved the deal, you know it's good. So let's just jump into the article, because I want to get right into it and I just want to talk about it. Here's what it says. The EU found that Microsoft would have no incentive to refuse to distribute Activision's games to Sony, and that even if Microsoft did decide to withdraw Activision's games from the PlayStation, this would not significantly harm competition in the consoles market. But EU regulators, much like the UK, did find the acquisition could harm competition around the distribution of PC and console games through cloud gaming services. The European Commission has identified remedies to allow for the deal to go ahead through 10-year licensing deals that Microsoft has offered to competitors. These include a free license to consumers in EU countries that would allow them to stream via any cloud game streaming services of their choice. All current and future Activision Blizzard PC and console games that they have a license for, cloud providers will also be offered a free license to stream these games in EU markets. These licenses are automatic and mean that consumers will have a right to stream Activision Blizzard games they purchased or subscribe to on any cloud gaming streaming service of their choice and play them on any device using any operating system. It appears that the European Commission requested Microsoft offer this automatic license, and the Xbox maker will now apply this globally. And just to kind of put the nail on the head here and drive it through, Brad Smith, the lawyer that's been working on this, had this to tweet. The European Commission has required Microsoft to license popular Activision Blizzard games automatically to competing cloud gaming services. This will apply globally and will empower millions of consumers worldwide to play these games on any device they choose. So, as you can tell, the big crux wasn't the console. No matter how much showboating Sony did, no matter how many times Jim Ryan or whoever it was flying across Europe, flying across all of these legislators and trying to get them to stop this deal, the console wasn't the problem. And that is something that a lot of people, and including myself, has said isn't the problem. It isn't really the console that's going to be harmed. It's going to be what's going on with cloud, and it's going to be what's going on with PC. And I find it kind of funny that the console and what Sony was doing was the main part of why everybody was up in arms. But in reality, I've always felt that that was a weird narrative to kind of pinpoint your hat on. I didn't think that that was going to be something that was the issue, which was consoles, because Sony and Nintendo dominate that market well more than Xbox does. To me, it was always about PC and cloud and mobile. That's the other thing. But if you look at what the EU and the CMA is talking about, it's just cloud. They're worried about that and the cloud services that's going on. So to see these remedies come in for the next 10 years is pretty cool, because Microsoft is looking at it as a very long purchase. It's not something that's going to be changing their industry and everything in a year or two. No, it's going to take 10 years. And if you look at what's going on with Bethesda, they're still integrating into the Microsoft experience within Xbox. Phil Spencer's even said that. Big companies like that integrating with each other and actually working together, it's just going to take time. And they're far, far smaller than Activision Blizzard, so you can only think how long this is going to take. So I want to get back into what else is being said on here because there's a lot and they explain it far better than I ever could. So let's just jump back into this. Our decision represents an important step in this direction by bringing Activision's popular games to many more devices and consumers than before thanks to cloud game streaming, says Margaret. I'm not going to even try the last name. Executive VP in charge of competition policy at the European Commission. The commitments offered by Microsoft will enable for the first time the streaming of such games and any cloud game streaming services, enhancing competition and opportunities for growth. Now, I have to say that this decision is massive. I know a lot of people have been talking about it, but after there was rumors with the CMA that they weren't going to block it, if you remember, a few days before the CMA, people were saying that, hey, this is not going to get blocked. The CMA is going to actually pass this through, and it's only going to be the FTC. Well, they blocked it. So for me, like I said, and like I said on podcasts before, this feels like a roller coaster. This whole thing for the last year, especially the last 5 to 6 to 7 months, just feels like a roller coaster. Microsoft responds with something, everybody throws their hands in the air and celebrates, and Xbox fans are like, rejoice, it's gonna pass. And then the FTC blocks it. And then Microsoft responds again, and then everybody thinks, oh, it's gonna pass. And then the CMA blocked it. And now, Microsoft didn't say much of anything, and everybody was kind of doom and gloom for a long time, thinking that this deal might actually get blocked. And then the EU approved it. So again, I'm going to temper expectations yet again. Just because the EU did not block it does not mean that things are going to be hunky-dory for a little while now. This is a massive, and I truly mean massive, step towards getting this deal done and actually having it approved, because the EU Commission was huge. If that got blocked, I feel like if all three of them blocked it, FTC, CMA, and the EU, it would have been really hard pressed for Microsoft to get this to be done. But now that the EU did it and set a precedent of what concessions they want, that's a big thing. That's something that I feel that the CMA can look at and be like, you know what, let's check and balance it, see what's going on, and maybe the FTC does similar things. But overall, the big thing is that the console doesn't matter when it comes to these games. The console doesn't matter at all to Microsoft and all these people when it comes to this deal specifically. I'm sure the console matters to them when it comes to business and selling, but overall, it's the cloud that they're more worried about because there's a much bigger market there. It's the mobile that they're more worried about because there's a massive market there. And it's the PC that they're worried about, including the cloud with the PC, because it's just a bigger market. More people play on that. So the consoles and Sony showboating didn't mean anything. And that's what I'm happy to see, is that this deal is getting close to being done, that they're starting to move forward, and everything's going to start actually settling down when it comes to gaming. Let's get these shows going. Sony has one coming at the end of May, apparently. Xbox has one coming at the beginning of June. Ubisoft is talking about having a show. EA probably is going to show some stuff. There's so much stuff going on that I'm just excited to finally get back into the games. I don't want to talk about law. I don't want to talk about the legislations. I don't want to talk about remedies. I don't want to talk about concessions. I don't want to talk about any of this stuff anymore. I just want this deal to be done, and I hope in the next few months we start seeing this push forward, and maybe, just maybe, it passes and Microsoft gets all these Activision Blizzard games, throws them on Game Pass, and bam, the end of the year, especially this year, looks amazing for Xbox, especially after Redfall and all the road bumps they just ran into and all the potholes they just ran into. Microsoft did take a lot of hits to the face just recently, and I think something like this is a massive win for them. So let's see what happens next. I'm sure there's going to be some ups and downs still to come, but overall, it's a good thing to start off the week with, and it's a good thing to start off the summer with. But let me know what you think about this. Do you think that this deal is going to pass now that the EU has confirmed it and approved it? Or do you think the CMA is going to look back on this and actually stand even harder and try to block it more? Do you think that the CMA is going to look at some of the concessions given to the EU and accept those and approve the deal? And what is the wild card? Is it the FTC or the CMA? Which one do you think is going to be harder for Microsoft to flip over and try to get on their side to approve this deal? And what can Microsoft do when it comes to concessions? How far are they going to go with this? And finally, are you just excited to finally have this deal either be approved or be blocked and just move on so we can start talking about games? Go down below and let me know. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button to support us out the channel more than you know. And give me a follow on Twitter at Zalker87. I'm always on there talking games and sharing my latest videos. Plus, I love interacting with everyone there, so get on Twitter and let's talk about gaming. Also, follow me on Xbox Live. My gamertag is Zalker87, just like my channel name. See what games I'm playing, and let's compete in achievements for the month. Alright, so I do gotta announce this. I brought this out last week, but I am going to be talking about a podcast that's coming to the channel. It's going to be called Zealots of Gaming, ZOG. We're getting excited for this. I have a couple panel members. It's going to be 3 of us. I'm super excited to start announcing this, bringing it out. You're going to see it on my social media on Twitter. I'm going to start advertising it on the channel here, and I just want people to get here because after my new job, I haven't had time to make as many videos as I want. I usually brought out 2 to 3 a week. Simple. That's it. 2 to 3 videos a week. I got to talk about everything I wanted to talk about, and I felt good about it. But lately, I haven't been able to do that, so I felt like I needed something else, which was a podcast. It doesn't require that much editing, doesn't require that much time. I get to get on there, talk with some friends, and enjoy what we love, which is gaming and talking about gaming, and of course, the news within gaming. So I'm looking forward to this. I can't wait to kick this off. People, you'll start seeing all this be announced, and I'll start advertising it everywhere so you can see what time, day, and of course what panel members I have. So keep an eye out for that. As for what I've been playing a lot of God of War Ragnarok. I beat the game. I put about 40 hours into it. Really did everything across the map as much as I could, because after I beat it, I'm jumping extremely into Jedi Survivor. I can't wait. It's been calling me. I've been on a Star Wars kick, so I'm looking forward to jumping into that. But let me know what you're playing. Are you playing something on your Xbox, your PC? Are you playing something on your PlayStation 5? Are you playing Nintendo Tears of the Kingdom like Gaz is, who's, you know, running around all of a sudden and becoming a Nintendo fan? Who would have thought? But let me know what you're playing because I want to know everything that people are playing. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching. And until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later.